First, can the fastest growing plant on the planet penetrate a person?
Jamie is imagining himself to be a plant.
You had enough yet? Because I can keep singing all day long.
I can take whatever you can throw at me.
All right, then. Well, how about that, wise guy?
A tiny bamboo plant? What are you going to do to me with that?
I'm going to plant it and then grow it right through you.
Really? Does that work?
I don't know, but that's the myth, and I've always wanted to try it.
It's a far-fetched fable straight from the fan site. During World War II, captured POWs were supposedly stretched above and then penetrated by fast-growing bamboo shoots.
So what's your plan for this one?
It's pretty straightforward, I think. We get some kind of a human analog, we get some fast-growing bamboo, and we plant the bamboo under the analog and see if it grows through it.
Right. Now, normally I'd say we should use pig, but given the fact that this is going to take a few days, it's going to get way too smelly.
Well, I tell you what, why don't we measure how much force it takes to penetrate pig flesh, and then we create a synthetic simulant that won't rot.
And then put the bamboo underneath that.
Exactly.
And so crouching savage, hidden Heineman begin their long and arduous search for the legendary torture technique in the mystical bamboo groves of Santa Cruz.
Luckily enough, we live in California where bamboo grows beautifully.
And the purveyor of these potentially penetrating plants
That's the thing right there. That'll get you talking.
is Larry Gullman.
Is a bamboo shoot physically capable of pushing its way through human flesh?
Bamboo shoots in the ground have to push through the dirt, around rocks, through rotten logs. I've seen bamboo shoots push up walkway pavers. So yes, they do push very hard when they're in the ground.
If you're strapped down to this, I can already feel it.
So the early signs are promising.
See, that's what we want.
And that's due to the unusual way in which bamboo grows. The canes shoot out from an underground root system, and while underground, the shoot tips are extremely tough and sharp in order to push out through the soil. So the question is, do they have enough force to push through a human body?
So let's say somebody owed you money. What kind of bamboo would you use?
I think you should use Spectabilis. It's shooting right now. It's about 1 inch in diameter and very sharp.
Perfect. With their potentially penetrating plants purchased, there's only one thing left to do.
Well, we've got our bamboo. It's time to go back to the shop and torture some dummies.
Nobody's done a lot of figuring on that, so we have to do it ourselves. We gotta go to the butcher, get a big slab of meat, start pushing spikes into it, come up with readings, and when we get those readings as to how much pressure and resistance the meat provides, we've got to imitate it with synthetic materials.
Yep, to make a fake torso with accurate flesh-like resistance to a growing bamboo shoot,
This has got to be the most gruesome thing I've ever made.
the guys need to know exactly what that resistance is.
In pushing through the meat very slowly, Jamie is imagining himself to be a plant.
What's our peak?
8 max.
Several tests later, and the guys have a decent sample range
9.5 total.
and decide to round up for simplicity's sake.
Well, 10 pounds seems to be the magic number with this spike in penetrating flesh. So all we got to do is find a mix of materials around here that makes a flesh that doesn't rot and stink. Our ballistic material.
I think it's perfect. Let me see what the needle says. 10 pounds.
Wow. That is close enough for my money. I love that.
Next,
Hello?
the guys whip up a rooftop greenhouse and then assemble it, unsurprisingly,
Rise, my son.
on the rooftop.
Dude, touchdown. Going in.
This may look nice and sunny, and it is, but it's also a torture chamber, or it will be soon.
So that's the greenhouse and bamboo in position, which leaves just one component.
Oh, you're mine now.
And the torso is carefully positioned above several shoots that have yet to fully break through the soil's surface.
This version of Buster is our final stage of testing in the bamboo. Will it grow through a person? And after experimenting with a bunch of different flesh analogs, look at that. Those are the 2 growth points. They're beautiful. This ballistics material, which is non-water based, it won't rot, is the perfect material in terms of the amount of pressure it takes to push through. So that if the bamboo grows through this chest, we can definitively state that it would grow through you as well.
Is that it?
That ought to do it.
All right, well, let's get out of here and come back in a couple days and see how it did.
The way I see it, if the bamboo shoot works its way 2 or 3 inches into the back of the dummy, then it's an effective means of torturing. All we've got to do is wait.
But now, at your behest, they're testing the power of botany to bring you to the brink. And with the ballistics material dummy suspended above the soon-to-shoot bamboo, the clock is ticking.
I'd imagine that torture is a pretty results-driven business, and so we're looking for a couple of things here. We're looking as to whether the shoot can actually grow through this flesh simulant, and also how much time it takes for it to do that. And they're both really important, because if it takes months to do it, it's not really an effective means of torture. If it does it in a couple of hours or a couple of days, though, that starts to put it in the realm of possibility.
And Jamie's prediction is spot on, because after just 3 days, our tortured torso is surely ready to talk.
Dude, the bamboo is growing into our poor dude. The experiment could not be going better. We have already gotten exactly what we came looking for, which is at the point at which bamboo meets flesh, does it make a left-hand turn or does it just keep on going? And it's pretty clear that it just keeps on going.
Well, you know, I said earlier that if there was any penetration at all, then that's torture. So I say this myth is...
Oh! Let's not call it just yet. I want to see how far we can take it. Let's let it keep on growing.
Okay.
But over 2 weeks later, the news isn't good. Despite several other shoots making their way into the dummy, Adam's wish to see complete penetration comes to naught.
Look at that. They haven't grown an inch in 2 weeks. Those things are dead.
Yeah, and look at that. The ballistics gel is melted. That must have got so hot in here, that's what killed them. We did prove that you could torture somebody with bamboo if you were determined.
Yeah, but we didn't see the bamboo grow all the way through the guy. I mean, that was supposed to be the grand finale.
You know, we've got one more dummy. Let's chuck it up there and see what happens.
Okay.
So a second ballistics material torso, this time with attractive wig and facial features, is taken to the roof, where the team has set up a second growing area, one that's open to the elements.
Well, our dude is set up, and this is our last chance to see bamboo grow through a person. It's our last mannequin, it's our last viable bamboo shoot, and it's pretty much the end of the growing season. So if it's gonna happen, it's gotta happen.
Obviously, bamboo can grow right through you, like it did over here. But for this to be a reasonable method of torture, if you can consider torture reasonable in any sense, it needs to do it fairly quickly. And our time lapse shows that this penetrated that body in a matter of a couple of days or so. It's possible, as gruesome as it is.
That is awesome. Plausible and awesome.
Plausible.